Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we have the entire list of amazing defenders we're going to talk about. Is it actually worth picking up? We're going to be also taking a look at a new card coming out in CyberStorm Access. It's kind of cool. And we have the YuGiOh 25th Quarter Century Special Edition reprint. So let's go ahead and go over here. So this is Rarity Collection. We may not get this in the TCG in the exact same form, but these are going to be some really important, like classic YuGiOh OG cards. So we're talking Lava Golem, Effect Veiler, Vision Hero Ferris, Winged Dragon Raw Sphere Mode. We even have Simoon the Poison Wing, Abyss Dragon, Cyber Angel Benton. We also have Dark Law, Dragos Stapeli. Additionally, these following sleeves are going to be released around February 18th. In TCG, we might not get the exact same one, but the 25th Quarter Century, look at that. That looks so cool in red. I really like it. But yeah, this is mostly for the OCG, but we may get some sort of like big 25th anniversary or like whatever, quarter century, whatever they're calling it, in some sort of form later down the line in the TCG. All right, so next up, let's take a look at this brand new YuGiOh card over here, which is, interesting enough, it's called Trap Track. Very similar for, Trap Tricks, but Trap Track is a brand new normal trap card that says you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. The first part of the effect says target one monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, you get to set one normal trap from your deck, except for Trap Track. It can be activated this turn. Also, you can only activate one trap card for the rest of the turn after this card resolves. So, obviously, it's going to be very relevant in any deck that can make an awesome ability. I was thinking, like, Fire Kings haven't really seen play, but being able to set any trap card from your deck could be quite interesting for maybe certain archetypes. I think that it's a pretty good effect, and especially if you can benefit off of the monster being destroyed by a card effect, could be good. But nonetheless, that's that card coming out in CyberStorm Access. Alright, so let's talk about amazing defenders. So we've already went over the card effects. That's not the point of this video. We're basically looking at all of the more expensive cards in here. We're mainly looking at the collector rares and, like, is this set actually worth getting? So off the top of my head, looking at like what's the brand new cards coming out in terms of like the new archetypes. So it has the Rescue Ace, which they seem insanely OP on paper, but I'm telling you, they're probably going to be a flop. Purely and Mikanko archetypes, they haven't really been seeing like higher tier levels of play. I mean, I've dropped gameplay of basically all of these months ago, and they haven't been getting any support that makes them from what they were to like a super S tier. I think if anyone's interested in more of a budget friendly, because most of these are going to be, I want to say, kind of like the discounted archetypes. You guys remember how Ritual Beasts were actually pretty good though, but they were kind of like a discounted archetype, as in like, people bought a set for a very specific thing, and there are some collector rares in here that may hold a little bit more value. But pretty much in terms of like, if someone wanted to pick this up to maybe make a profit or like a brand new deck, I would just go for singles. That's most of the time, that's the case here. But I did want to briefly go over what are the higher rarities, the collector rares in here. Is it worth picking up? So in terms of like classic cards that are getting a reprint here in like higher rarity, that will maybe hold their value. One for One will definitely hold its value. This one's more of an OG Yu-Gi-Oh card. I don't see any decks at the moment playing Card Trooper. It's not like we see this in like TR Elements, but like, milling is still a really cool mechanic in the game. But Card Trooper, it just doesn't see so much play anymore, but it is an OG Yu-Gi-Oh card. There's also a Gizmek Orochi, the Serpentine Sky Slasher. This card is also getting collector rare. And then most of the other stuff, honestly, is like some of the newer stuff. Like, these are all collector rares, by the way, that we're going over. So we have the Mikanko Reflection Rondo over here. We got the X-Fury, more X-Furies. Renaud is actually a pretty decent card as well. This one might hold a little bit more value, but I don't really see that many sold decks, but that card is still absolutely amazing. Again, another Mikanko card, the Puri. So now some of the Rescue Ace stuff. Now, I've covered gameplay of the Rescue Ace, and like I said, I think this is kind of bait for a lot of people in terms of like seeing some card that seems super OP, because what it does is you banish two, this is their like boss monster, Turbulence, is a 3,000. But anyways, you banish two to special summon this card from your hand, and then you can set up to 4 Rescue Ace quick play spells, normal traps, with different names directly from your deck. And if a card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you get to target one card on the field and pop it. It's very similar to like the advanced variant of the Machinas or Machina in terms of like kind of how it works, but being able to set 4 cards from your deck, I know it sounds super OP, but most of the cards are very mediocre, and on top of that, you have to play them from your deck. If it was from your hand deck or graveyard, it would be so much better because it doesn't make you required to play, because it has to be 4 with different names, and that's the main problem with this. If they could be the same ones, yeah, there's you know, a lot better options, but because you have to play so many copies of cards you just really don't want to draw into. Hydrant's also a pretty good card. These are all collector rares, and there's my friend Puri. So in terms of like looking at all of the cards here, like I'll kind of just slowly scroll down on this. In terms of investment, yeah, I don't see Mikanko, Puri, or the Rescue Aces being S tier. And in terms of the collector rares, I think a lot of people, I've seen a lot of forums, people saying, dude, that's a skip out set. It's one of those sets, you know. There's like, you know, there's Reinforcement Armory, Hidden Armory, Machine Dupe. Like some of these cards are cool, but like they're like 10 cents anyways, right? We didn't really need reprints. Strangely enough, I saw this on a couple forums, like why wasn't limited removal a collector rare? I absolutely agree with you guys on that. It's just a lot of the newer stuff, and most of the newer stuff is just very mediocre at the end of the day. I feel like I'm repeating myself. So let me know if you guys are going to be picking up Amazing Defenders, or if you think this is a skip out set. For me, you guys already have heard me. It's a skip out for me. Maybe the collector's rare will hold their value, but it's like literally, the way I see it is that's like one for run, maybe Renan, but it's a really tough sell in my personal opinion for this set. They should have at least included like a collector rare variant of like 1 or 2 really popular hand traps, and then maybe people could have saw this as like an okay step. Anyways, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts down below. But thanks for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit subscribe and turn the bell so you don't miss out on more new Yu-Gi-Oh discussions as well as new cards. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care, and I'm out. Peace.